The Taiwanese chip manufacturer TSMC has begun construction of its first European semiconductor plant in the German city of Dresden. It's expected to be completed in 3 years and will create 2,000 new jobs in an area that is known as Silicon Saxony. The new factory will cost more than 10 billion euros, about half of which will be funded by taxpayers. Now, the subsidies were promised by the city government of Berlin to avoid future global supply bottlenecks for the important German and European car manufacturers.
A groundbreaking ceremony in Dresden, marking one of the largest ever investments in Eastern Germany. C.C. Wei, CEO of the main investor TSMC, traveled from Taiwan to be here. He was joined by Germany's Chancellor and EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen.
Perfect. I got all the support from EU's Commission. I got the support from German government, federal, state, and local. I'm happy.
This is what the chip factory will look like in 2027. It'll cost over 10 billion euros, with almost half funded by German taxpayers. The high level of subsidies made possible by the EU's European Chips Act. It aims to establish semiconductor plants locally in Europe, making the continent less vulnerable to global supply chain disruptions, trade disputes, and piracy against ships passing through the Red Sea. Taiwan's TSMC will hold a 70% stake in the newly created European semiconductor manufacturing company. Other investors include Bosch and Infineon from Germany and the Dutch chip firm NXP, each with a 10% share.
I think it's very difficult. You saw how much money gets invested, right? 10 billion, that's a huge amount. Actually, for all our companies, it's quite an amount. And the other thing is you need skills for this, and everybody contributes different skills for it. I think TSMC contribute to it, the skill set of manufacturing. NXP, Infineon and Bosch will complement it with the skill set of products and developing products which fit in this factory. So you need each other, and that's pretty typical in semiconductor industry, where doing things alone is less successful than partnering in all kinds of ways together and using each other's strengths.
The biggest investor TSMC is working closely with is Dresden Technical University. 30 students are taking part in an 8-month internship at TSMC in Taiwan this year alone. Like Veronika Voronko and Shrada Komatvar, they are hoping to be among the 2,000 employees in Dresden who will produce chips to control engines.
We have a real chance to be employed there in the future. TSMC is a well-known company, so it kind of has its own brand. So when I changed, added the fact that I'm an intern at TSMC, it of course elevated my CV.
For TSMC, the opening of the plant is a step towards becoming less dependent on Taiwan, a small island at risk of being attacked by China. The company is also planning a chip factory in Japan and 2 in Arizona. The plant in Dresden is an important part of TSMC's internationalization.